Yo.
Sounds good.
It does.
Nice. Dude, let's just talk about it then.
Okay.
Let's just talk about the lighting setup.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You wanna kick it off, like, because we did a location scout.
Yeah. So the location scout was super handy for sure. We when we went over there, it was nice to get like an idea of what we were getting ourselves into.
Right.
So I feel like we were able to make the day really short on our production day because we were able to get there, get an idea of where the stands and the lights would go, and our framing too. So
What are some things that like made that location like kind of simple to set up?
I think that it was nice and simple because when we did this shoot, it was just for one setup. And so when we were looking in the kitchen, that's all we really had to think about. It wasn't anything like, around the house that we also had to plan for.
Like a glorified interview, pretty much.
Yeah, and it was cool. The like natural like wood colors really helped like just make it feel like warm and welcoming, which I really liked.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like there was a lot of depth to it. It was a really long kitchen.
Yeah.
So you got
That countertop made it.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I saw that picture of the countertop that kind of came out, that kind of looked into the living room, that was really what made it for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk about the fixture placement, because I know like as soon as you saw the location, you knew you wanted to light through the windows.
Yeah, when you get into that location, it was in my head when it comes to like lighting for a scene, I just want to kind of like motivate what's happening naturally. And so when you're there and you're like looking at your frame, all of the windows were off to the camera left-hand side. So we just motivated the key light and, our ambient coming through our left-hand side, and then our fill for, the rest of the room was just off kind of in the back, like shooting into the ceiling because, we had, it was a 1200D with the Light Dome 150 that, for a location like that, it's a perfect key light.
Yeah.
And it gives you the size so it's nice and soft, and the output so you could look out the window and still have exposure outside and on your subject. So that was really nice to have that 1200D for the extra output.
So the key light kind of seemed like a mixture of two lights. It was the 1200 on the 150 dome inside.
Yes, yeah.
And it was the skip light also with the spotlight on it.
Yeah.
In the window.
We also had, it was a 600C with a LECO attachment. And that allowed us to dial in the skip kind of just to hit the countertop and kind of like, help bring up the shadows underneath her face, and also kind of give some highlight to our, like, there we had like fruits and like seeds and nuts and all kinds of stuff that just you kind of want to showcase more and give a little highlight.
You gotta highlight the nuts.
Dude, if you're not highlighting your nuts, what's wrong with you?
every shoot.
Yeah,
I'm like, how do I get this spotlight on these nuts?
You gotta put a 600C spotlight attachment on that sucker,
I'm
dude.
glad we got the spotlight for that.
Yeah,
That came in clutch.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, and then you the backlight, which was giving us some cool like texture in the back. It was giving kind of like a window feel.
Yeah. So when people that know what they're talking about have always told me light spaces and not faces.
Yeah.
So I think that it's important to like have some highlights and, shape in your background just so it doesn't look lit.
Yeah.
Like the light is motivating itself. So we had another 1200D outside. I think it was just the narrow reflector that comes with the 1200.
Yep.
And And yeah, we had it sticking up high.
Yeah, because I asked you, should we put the Fresnel on it? And you were like, well, I think the narrow spotlight actually gives us a tighter beam.
Yeah, I believe that has the most output for that actual unit.
Yeah.
And so you could crank that sucker up and make it, you know, it could combat like what's actually happening with the natural sun.
Yeah.
So you're able to get that shape in the background, and it kind of helps motivate like what your key's doing, so it doesn't feel like you just popped a light in there.
Yeah.
So it feels a little natural but pleasant to look at. I think it turned out very nice.
So an overall simple, like I mentioned, kind of like a glorified interview.
Yeah.
We knew that she was going to be doing some movements with her hands. It was all scripted, but she kind of came in with winging it a little bit. Like she had to like learn the script on set. Mm-hmm. So, and she crushed it, by the way.
Dude,
Alyssa, shout out to you for making our day easy. Because that could have been
It could have easily been a full day of production, but
just from them,
yeah,
from talent not knowing their line.
we walked in there and I mean like one take Jake all the way through. It was killer.
Yeah, she crushed it. And I've worked with, you know, famous people. Like I think you have too.
Yeah.
That like
Oh my gosh.
cannot get a script out.
Yeah, we're talking like professional speakers that don't have the same flow as she does.
Yeah.
She was just she's spitting bars.
So yeah,
dude.
shout out to Alyssa for that one.
Yeah.
And shout out to WebMD for bringing us on too, because great client.
Oh yeah.
Eric that directed and brought us in as a production company. Just such a smooth, fun process, and we're
For sure.
excited to do some more stuff with them in the future. But
Yeah, it was fun, and I mean like a fast day. Like I don't think that we only impressed you know, our client, but I was pretty impressed with ourselves that we were able to knock out that much content in half a day.
I guess like a philosophy, you know, because I'm a philosopher and all, like going into 2025 is like just trying to keep things more simple.
Yes.
You know, because I think things can get complicated quickly, and especially with like the tech that we have now and like
Sure.
all the options that we have. And sometimes I think just keeping it simple looks the best.
I totally agree, and I come from like a documentary background, and I think that with the technology that's available to us now, you don't have to overcomplicate things in order to get a good looking image. I think there's some people that want to like overlight just so they feel like they know what they're doing, but if you read the room and you talk to your client, like you could do a full day of production in half a day as long as you know what you need going into it. So you know, I'm really thankful that we had a day where we could do like a tech scout and find our frames and figure out where the lights were going beforehand, because it took all the guessing out and we knew what to be ready for. Do you wanna, while we're still recording, do you want to talk about like why we decided to do an FX6 and the Arliss, even though it's
Should have mentioned that.
it'd be cool because like, you know, we use them because we own them, but also like I feel like the FX6 is nice because the internal NDs were really useful, and then the Arliss primes, like they have a look where it's like it looks clean, but it's not like too over.
It's almost perfect for that client.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's a clean, but not quite clinical. Mm-hmm. But then it has like, it's really fast, so you can kind of really soften it up too.
Yeah, and I think like it was perfect for like our talent. Like it really was nice on like the skin tones, and the fall off, like you were saying, it was beautiful.
Yeah, because it didn't. Yeah, those are fun lenses, man. I've used them now 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Super impressed with the build.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think that's
homie,
the biggest.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, like the homie Colin Murray loves them because they all have the same throw. Because I can't afford a $40,000 lens.
No way.
As I want to.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think like it fits that style of work perfectly for for commercial or like internal use. Like it gives a clean look and, you know, a professional looking image without breaking the bank to like rent Tokina Vista Primes or cook, you know, S4s or something.
Yeah.
You get a very similar look out of them.
Yeah.
So it was impressive.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna use that combo a lot this year. Not only because we own it, because it's just so damn good to use
Yeah,
for like the size productions that we're on.
1,000,000%.
The like smaller to medium sized commercials, the like kind of glorified like, you know, leveling up of interviews, like making a cinematic interview. The little comedy spots we've been working on. Yeah. Like,
For sure.
big shout outs. Yeah. Well, cool. Thanks for listening to us jabber about filmmaking stuff. We plan to keep doing some more lighting breakdowns and just like talking about projects. So we hope all the homies that listen, if any of them do, keep us consistent and,
Yeah.
you know,
And also,
hold us accountable
yeah, holding us accountable.
for our
is a big one.
promises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if anybody is listening and has ideas or thoughts about what we should talk about
Yeah.
in our next, you know, productions, let us know, and we might have some insight on that stuff. So,
Yeah, we could even like break other stuff down.
yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
yeah, it would be like,
Some of our favorite commercials or maybe
Yeah.
scenes from movies.
yeah, or like even like the pre-production stuff. Like if we talk about like color palettes and wardrobe and stuff and how that ties into the final thing, like,
Huge. Wardrobe is
yeah,
huge.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, being in a relationship with Andy Leeds, shout out Andy Leeds. She's opened up my eyes on like how much like art and wardrobe affects like the overall feel and
Yeah.
how professional things look. So, yeah, that's something I learned recently.
Nice. Yeah, let's dive into it, man. Let's
Yeah.
keep moving. But yeah, thanks for listening. You know, who knows? We might make more of these.
Yeah, we just might.
Holla.
Yeah, see ya, gang.
Nice, dude.
Hell yeah.
Fun.
It was a fun time.